After 7 months of discounts on beans, bonuses on rolls everyone has already maxed out, and no signs of anything happening to Redden Online, we finally got an update last Tuesday. And if I'm honest, I wasn't expecting much, but when the update hit, boy, it surprised me. The fact of the matter is pretty simple here. What they did in the Naturalist role is copy the compendium over from single player into online, and that's basically what the update is. Which to me is a pretty big disappointment, because I did all this stuff already in single player. I spent many hours going around the map, studying, killing, and skinning literally every animal in the game. Even those tiny birds that still give me nightmares till this day. It's upsetting to see that this is what we waited 7 months for. And sure, I do understand the pandemic and the issues that Rockstar had to deal with that, but it's especially really upsetting when there's literally no rewards attached to completing a section, or just all of them really, as far as I know. You only get a little bit of cash for it. The way you rank up your role also forces you to play in one certain way. You got 7 different ways to interact with an animal? Oh, well, we're sorry. There's only 2 ways which will count for your Naturalist role XP. This immediately also eliminates the freedom you should have in what essentially is a love letter to the players who love hunting. And objectively, the update does do it well. There's many ways how you can use the new legendary animal pelts, how you can even use them in your trader role, which is a very nice addition. The legendary animal missions don't all seem to be the same as well, though they do follow the same pattern, but they're pretty replayable, and they're definitely more interesting than sticking needles into sleepy animals. The interesting thing about the legendary animal missions too is that you can choose to kill them and then use their pelts as items at Gus, who is the online version of the Trapper from single player. You can also buy trinkets and clothing items from him, and even though there's definitely a lot of cool things going on in terms of clothing, I do feel that the trinkets are rather weak. 10% less gun degradation doesn't make me want to jump up and go crazy for them and start grinding my ass off so I can get it. If this was more something along the lines of 20, 25%, maybe even 30%, then I would consider starting to go for this kind of stuff. But 10% feels a little low to me and doesn't really motivate me to go out there and start hunting for certain things. Having said this, it is something that is a nice goal added to the game, and which will definitely give those hunters out there who enjoy this aspect of the game more goals and more reason to go out there and start searching for that animal with that perfect pelt. And on top of that, with those specific animals in those perfect quality pelts, you can also get more cooler outfits as well, like bear hats and that sort of stuff like I'm showing on screen. I'm also hoping that in the coming weeks, Rockstar will also add more stuff to Gus, or maybe even rotate the outfits that Gus has, so how Gus will become a new hub for things to do and make the Naturalist role serve as a more long-time purpose over just being a straight-up copy-paste job from single player. And of course, having animals actually spawn and function like they should after all this time is very much welcomed. Though I do think that we can all agree that this should have been fixed a long time ago, even though I do understand the complexity of something like this actually working in an online environment. The Outlaw Pass is another point of irritation for me, if I'm honest. Out of the 96 unlockables, there's a total of 45 vouchers and 13 item packs containing ammo or tonics. And I'd like to remind you that this Outlaw Pass costs 40 gold bars. With every Outlaw Pass, there seems to be less and less content available in it, and more a way to get yourself a couple of vouchers and get your gold back at the end of it if you manage to complete it. It's a huge waste of opportunity to not give some more unique stuff in there that motivates people to really go for it and be on the lookout for that certain item that they really can hunt for. Like, for example, a very cool unique hat, or a unique weapon skin, or something that is exclusive to the Outlaw Pass, like you for example had in the very first one, which was packed with all sorts of clothing items and everything like that, which was just a worthwhile addition to the game, and it added more motivation for people to keep playing the game and have something to go for, rather than reaching level 50 and receiving a free voucher for some fast traveling. It's something that has very little value to many people. Obviously, if you're a newer player, having fast travel being free and saving yourself $5 is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but the game should not be purely focused on newer players, even though that is more than likely what is currently going on, looking at what's been going on with the event weeks over the past few months. Other than that, there's also no balancing changes to PvP, there's no new game modes, no new maps or anything. Now understand that PvP really is the black sheep of the family at this point because it's literally just broken beyond repair. Between all the tonic spam, the ability cards that are broken, the weapons, just the painted black spam, the list goes on and on and on. I guess at this point, at least the feeling I'm getting is that Rockstar was like, you know what? Let's just leave that for what it is, and we'll just focus on the thing that most people like playing, which is PvE. If you're playing on PC, as far as I can tell, there's literally no one playing on there. It seems that on PS4, the same issue is happening too, which very little people are actually playing PvP. So especially even after merging all those modes together, I think PvP at this point, you shouldn't really expect too much more from it, really. Which to me is a bit of a shame because there are some cool aspects of PvP in there, but it's just been kind of left in the dust, and it's a bit of a shame, really. The same really also goes for other payouts in the game as well. Nothing really seems to be paying as much as Collector, which also still reigns supreme and also has got another nerf. There's no more knowing where exactly what collectible is where because they have now made it so that every location, even though it's just going to be a coin location, will have a random variant attached to it. So enjoy going to every single coin location to get the last coin that you need. Maybe if other stuff was worth doing for money, you wouldn't have people sniffing around the ground for poker cards so they could make a few bucks. Red Dead Online continues to have an identity crisis with itself and its player base. The players like the hunting aspect of the game, but to release a standalone update after 7 months when we're dying for something new and exciting rather than the same old, and if the current trend of just porting everything over from single player continues, we won't know the difference between the two modes anytime soon. Red Dead Online in its current state is an attempt to make single player work in multiplayer when everyone has been hoping to be an outlaw in an outlaw video game. But when I took a picture of an animal to progress my cowboy game, I started to wonder if it was playing Red Dead Online or was applying for a cinematic crew. I can tell you one thing, they like fake video game titties more than a ballsack from a bison who just ran away. But of course, those are just some of my thoughts. Of course, I would love to know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.
Oh! Look at that! 500 bucks saved! Oh my mind is blown! I can walk freely! Look at me go! Wow, I can even crouch! Jeez, oh my fucking god! Gee, I can even teabag while I'm doing it!
Okay,
what the fuck is this?
buddy. Yeah, feels shit. Oh my god.
This is perfect! Oh my god, this is so fucking funny! Look at these fucking glasses!